And from there, we switch gears to another very interesting conversation. And that has to do with the Warri Itakpe train derailment in the Agbo area of Delta State, which occurred over the weekend. But we have updates for you as we're joined this hour by the Managing Director of the NRC, the National Railway Commission, who joins us live on the program for Abuja studios. Mr. Kayode Okwefa, it's always great to see you this morning. For those of us who know you a bit more and have covered some of your style of leadership, you are a workaholic and you can be very, very passionate about your job and the things you do. So, well done to you. The train service, a lot of Nigerians who even came from outside of this country visiting have commended the NRC. But this train derailment in Warri, Delta States is only occurring 4 days after the resumption was announced. And so that's why we are concerned, Mr. Okwefa. Why is this happening?
Yeah, good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, Channels TV. And I want to thank you for giving this opportunity to speak directly rather than getting wrong narratives from the many other people. Let me also say that 2 months ago, the line was put on hold, and we were not pushed. We just decided to put it on hold because we felt there were need for some safety and security needs. And we reopened, and I will tell you what happened. Also, let me quickly say here that we apologize to Nigeria one more time, because what is expected of the corporation is 100% perfection. There's nothing like 99. We need to be 100% right at all times, because lives and properties are at stake. When I was on another TV station like yours, just after I resumed, I made a statement that we met an organization that in medical terms we will say is sick, but not in intensive care. So we took that organization to an intensive care, and it became stable. And at that time, I said recovering. We have gone beyond stage of recovery. We are at a stage where we are fully stabilized, but you will still see some hiccups and some things they call a resurgence or recurrence. And those are what you see when you see these flashes. When we shut down Itakpe some 60 days ago, it was deliberate to prevent incidents. And during that period, we fixed almost every kilometer of the track. We had to fix issues. Also, we have to replace clips, pandros, and bolts at so many areas. And we also discovered that on this track, there are regular vandalization, not unique to this site, but on many other sites that are in the bushes. But our responsibility is to secure them. And we have put up so many measures. However, when you have them in the bushes and there are security concerns around the area, you may have to do this every often. And our philosophy is, as many that are removed, we will replace within hours. And that you will note that we have done severally. Even when they were removed at midnight, we got them ready before 8 a.m. and the train will move. In this particular instance, there are about 503 people that are supposed to be on board. 446 were supposed to go beyond Agbo Station towards Opara, where towards Abraka, where the incident occurred. And we want to say that all 446 that were supposed to be aboard were accounted for. And we took them back with the same train. You know, the train has two ends, the front and the back. The rear loco took them back to Agbo, and they were safely disembarked. Some decided to stay in the train, They were disembarked and they were provided for. We provided water, drinks, and some light refreshment for them to pass the night under security watch. Also, at the site, that particular night, we discovered that there were 4 fish plates. Fish plates are flat irons that are used to join where the rails meet each other. There were about 4 of them that were removed, and possibly the cause of this. And you can see on the screen, there were also nuts and clips that were removed. And one will commend the driver for the way he managed the situation, because the train actually drove for some distance before stopping. So it is not about 4 days after. It is what would have happened if we had not taken the preemptive action within that 60 days. So, however, the train passed through this same junction, through this, it's not a junction, through this same route earlier in the day from Uyevu in Warri to Itakpe via Agbo, the same Agbo. And these clips were noticed to be there. Because at the guard, at the back of every of our train in this neighborhood is what we call the guard train that watches over what is going on behind. And we still have men working on a daily basis on these tracks. The particular area where these incidents happened is between Agbo and Abraka. I think they call it, let me call it, well, I don't want to murder the name. It's Ororibe community. In that area, close to Abraka, we have not operated at that station for like, since July. I think it's July or June, for security reasons. The security agencies declared the area unsafe because there were communal clashes and there are some other issues not meant for TV discussion. So it's an area where we have not been physically working in some time. But we want to thank God that even during this incident, the security men played this good job and they secured the entire place from 8 p.m. till the daybreak and 8 p.m. till 11 p.m. Yesterday, when we safely returned the remaining passengers who decided to go by train rather than go by buses. We also faced a lot of issues. As soon as we brought them down in the morning, we went to town in Agbo to look for buses to convey them to Warri. Pending the time we do recovery. 26 of them said they would not go with the buses, and they stayed till 9 p.m. when we had to take them by the same train, through the same track, under the same condition to Warri, and they were also returned safely. So it's not about the 4 days that it happened. It is about what we averted. And I want to assure Nigerians, we are determined. We're out of the sick bed. We're out of intensive care. We're out of recovery. We are now determined to go full blast. And we'll take 1 kilometer of track, 1 meter of track after the other to ensure they are safe, they are secured, and for all our lines, we will continue to do this. And if there is a need to short a line, we will not fish shy. But we assure you, very soon, we will take this railway, national railway asset, national railway corridor, national railway system to a level that we will have this kind of incident.
All right, if I may come in there,
so,
Mr. Kwefa,
you take full responsibility.
I think this is more than the fact that the leadership of the corporation averted it. It is the fact that it even happened at all. In August, the NSCDC arrested a truck of, suspects who had stolen huge amounts of rail tracks along Nasarawa. So it may even happen again. And the last time we had you on the show, I asked you about, more assuring plans of protection of the rail tracks, and not just the rail tracks, indeed the rail operations itself, such that in the future, travelers can travel via Nigeria's railways safe and secure, that they would not be attacked. So is the corporation, the leadership of the corporation, thinking about an intervention that will ensure surveillance, 24-hour surveillance of the rail tracks, and indeed to ensure the security of travelers on the rail?
Let me say it again, that we are a highly responsible organization, and we are also very responsive. And we will continue to maintain and secure natural assets at our disposal. And we are not working alone, because we don't have the all with all to do it alone. You have the police, you have the military, the Nigerian army, and you have the civil defense, then you have the vigilante, you have the community, all of them are working. And there is a 24-hour management of the situation. When incidents occur, yes, you are right, issues like this will be flashed. And let me reassure Nigerians that we will continue to put on the best in us to make sure every incident like this also bring out the best in us. We keep learning, but not to learn with 1-2 accidents that are too many to cope with. And that's why I said we will continue to push until we get all the areas to the best of our knowledge. Now, secondly, let me address the issue of technology, security, physical, whatever. We will continue to secure. We are using combination of everything possible. Everything possible. I won't discuss that on the media. And that when you have arrests being made, it is also a testament that the security operatives are also working. Now, how did those things get out? Those things are not really moved the moment you have them arrested. Don't forget the entire Aba to Port Harcourt line was stopped for a while. That made the North Central lines idle, and that causes the removal of what people call scrap. And that's why we say we don't have scrap. We have serviceable and unserviceable materials, and we are appealing to Nigerians to stop coming to look for our materials, calling it scraps. Now, on the issue of arrests, we arrest on a regular basis, continuously, and we are still working with the police, the civil defense, and the judiciary to make sure that those arrests does not become repeated. Right now, there are judicial issues that have to be solved. When you arrest a vehicle carrying materials, the court will release the vehicle. They will release the materials to the police or the civil defense or to us. We are also moving to make sure we get these vehicles seized so that those people who make those vehicles, so it's a multiple, don't let me go into that. There are many issues involved, and we are working on those ones. I agree with you. It is that it should not happen, and we are going to work to make sure it doesn't happen. That's all I will say for now. We will continue to do our best. And let me tell you what happened yesterday. When I got to Agbo, I went there myself yesterday, and I met the passengers, and I was shocked when many of them refused to go by road. And they said they will wait until the train is fixed because they believe that is a safer and better option. I had to plead with them to let us move them by road. I later discovered by road is 3.5 hours, whereas by train is 1.5 hours. And the people felt, they have a feeling in them they're going by train. So the confidence people have in us, the 5 states operating from Dango, River State, Bayelsa State, Edo State, Delta State, and Kogi State, who use that line. Maybe I should ask the Federal Capital Territory, making 6. The confidence they repose in us to keep using this line because it is cheaper, it is safer, it is faster, and it is more convenient for them. We will not disappoint them. I made it clear to them that that line remains, as far as this government is concerned, the most important line.
Before we exit this part of the conversation,
across the states.
Let me just ask frontally, as the Managing Director of the Nigeria Railway Corporation, would you be proposing to the Ministry of Transportation the need for the installation of cameras, CCTV, and the construction of fence around Nigeria's rail tracks throughout the length and breadth that the rails, service? Would you be proposing that to assure Nigerians of their safety?
That is will create some unsafe situation the way you describe it. We are using camera, we are using technology. We will propose. It's not for us to propose. We are already in that situation. You will notice some parts of Abuja, Kaduna, you see fences. They pull it down. So it's not just fences. It's not just camera. It's not just CCTV. What you need is men in boot on ground. You need surveillance technology. You need operational system that is safe. Then you need to do a lot of community engagement, and you need to be prepared in case it will happen. So those are 5 things you have to put in place. All right. And all these 5 things are in place. As soon as the mix is gotten right, you will see that. For information, I just came down from Lisbon and Porto in Portugal. They have vandalization. They have attack. I went to Saudi Arabia Rail Conference. The same thing was on discussion.
So
how they also have vandalization. I went to South Africa Rail Conference. The same issue was being discussed. So one way out that would make it easy for us is as soon as we move to electric and lines are energized, you will see a reduction in vandalization. And that's what you are having with the blue line in Lagos State. Because it's electric, they won't go there. So and don't also forget, these rail lines are not just out on the streets. They are right off the area for development to come to them. And even when the camera picks something, or when the geofencing picks something, you will need men on the boot to rush to the scene to arrest the situation. So all are necessary. All are on the table. All are being deployed. As soon as the finances and the available funding permits, we will deploy everything possible. You can see we even have surveillance helicopter going along the tracks.
Mr. Kwefa,
you may not notice them. That you have military men along all the tracks. You may not notice it, but when devil wants to strike, devil will look for a devilish opportunity to strike. Our responsibility is to make sure that opportunity does not occur.
We have to round off our conversation with you in just a moment. I mean, it's always a joy to listen to you do this analysis. But the reality on ground is that, for instance, Nigerians, we like to travel a lot. And we are in that season, the festive season is here, when there's going to be a lot of traveling. Speak to us about perhaps your plans, the NRC, the plans of the NRC for Nigerians who are going to be traveling this period. And then, of course, remind us again about the big vision of the NRC in terms of connecting or linking the North with the South, for instance. The same way people go by road and by air, people also want, some Nigerians are craving, they cannot wait to see when they can take a train, for instance, from Lagos to Calabar and Cross River State, or from Abuja or from Borno State down to the south. My experiences with train, service in Nigeria is that I've only had to do, I think, Niger State to Lagos so many years ago, and then it's always just been Lagos to Ibadan, Ibadan back to Lagos. So when do we intend to make this a full-blown, straight from north to south or south to north?
Thank you very much. Let me go straight to the plan. Is that the first one is to optimize what we have. What we have now is the Lagos, Kano, Unguru, Karura, Namoda line that runs from the Lagos ports to Kano, then branches to Unguru and Karura, Namoda in Yobe and Zamfara State. We want to get that track fully operational. That would take us 3 to 6 months, whenever the funds is available. And once that is ready, you will see less number of trucks on the road, especially around Mokwa, Jeba, Niger, Kogi, Okene area. That will make our road safer and will reduce the carnage on the road. That's number one. Also, when we get that route fully back to normal, what we see is that many states of the country will start railing with the states. Will start running their intra-state city public transport within those areas. Number two is we have started what you call the track access program. We are now encouraging the private sector to come and take up, they call it something like ride share, and use our tracks which are available. Now, on the standard gauge, we are linking them to the ports to make sure that we reduce the number of trucks moving cargo on our roads and the rest. Now, for Christmas, for the year coming to up to January, we are getting prepared for Dirty December, and we have just shown the sample with the wedding on the train. And many people don't understand that train was actually a passenger train, a regular moving passenger train, where somebody had a wedding program on that train. And since that period, we've started getting a lot of requests for people to have. So our train lines will be made safer than what it is now as we move to December. And I know government is also planning, the federal government is also planning the possible free ride or whatever freebies that will come. We are prepared. We are also retooling the coaches. We are refurbishing the seats. We are working on the air conditioning system. And we want to tell Nigerians, both home and abroad, diasporans, as you come, you need to use our train. We'll make them much more available for you. To be available, to be accessible. We are working on our stations to make them cleaner and more modern. Whatever we have, we are working to make them better. And we want to assure both the government and the people that the Nigerian Railway Corporation is going through a restructuring, reformation, revitalization to make sure that we are more customer-oriented. And on the cargo area, we are partner with the private sector to put up more freight yards so that people have more options, and to complete the Lagos-Kano standard gauge. Already the Kano-Kaduna is ongoing. The Kano-Maradi-GBR Daura is ongoing. Then we also plan to push the Aba to Enugu within this short period, and we also plan to move Ibadan to Osogbo and subsequently to Minna and Abuja. Those are some of the plans on ground. And in terms of customer experience, the customer service department has been created, was never there before, and this department is now engaging more with customers, and there will now be better customer experience. We have no option than to put in the best, and that's why Mr. President has charged us. He wants a railway that compares with any other railway in the world. And that's what we are supposed to do.
And we would really have loved to follow up on, more questions on the standard rail gauge, and the cargo service part of the NRC because of the concern of articulated vehicles on the road. Thank you for that update, but we look forward to another opportunity to have you expatiate more on that, particularly with questions on cost and the implications of an expansive operation in the cargo area. And it is pleasant, in fact, heartwarming to see that, the NRC is attracting a lot of attention with, other services beyond transport. The weddings, that, we saw on Nigeria's train was really, really heartwarming to note, and it took the internet by storm. We commend your service, for that, and we look forward to more services like that with the NRC. We've been talking with Dr. Kadi Okpeifa, the Managing Director of the Nigeria Railway Corporation. Thank you for coming on the program, sir.
Thank you, channels. Thank you, Nigeria. Thank you, the group.
And so we head straight to the next level of our conversation. This time we're looking at the PDP national leadership crisis. But we'll take a moment now. When we return, we'll begin. Stay with us.